Good evening, everyone. And I'm Harika, your host for today evening. With me is my colleague Shifali, who joins us as our co host. I lead early careers and employer branding for India, and I am very, very pleased to be here today. Now, especially what makes me very excited is today is the launch of the fifth edition of Mondelez Maestros and the first edition, the very first edition of Finance Maestros. We are also thankful to our partners Unstop who have proudly shared this with us today. Now we of course get set to reveal an evening full of intrigue and fun. The case contest that we are going to unveil today is a part of Mondelez Maestros, and some of you would be aware of it, while for the uninitiated, this is obviously one of the most exciting business school case study contests in the country, where you have a drizzle of thrill, a syrup of creativity, chunks of excitement, and tablespoons full of flavorsome ideas.
Thank you, Niharika, for that. Now, before we begin, I want everyone who is here in the audience to tell us in the chat window what is their favorite Mondelez product. Come on, guys, we're waiting for the answers to come in. And while you send in your answers, let me tell you what my favorite Mondelez product is. For me, it would be Oreo Silk. I can have at least, I think, three of them in a day. Now, once again, thank you, Niharika. And if the response from the last four seasons is any indication, we expect this season to be even more thrilling and competitive. But most importantly, it'll be richer, smoother, and packed with layers of excitement, leaving everyone craving for fun and the sweetness that only this season can offer. And I am Shafali Gupta, a PE advisor, which is a people experience advisor for finance and marketing and enabling functions at Mondelez. And I will also be the co moderator for the launch session today.
Shafali, I have a question for you. Now, of course, there are a lot of responses that are coming in our chat window, and I'd like to see some more responses on what your favorite Mondelez product is. Shafali, trivia for you. So, firstly, a question. Name a Mondelez product that's consumed all over the world and sometimes even out of it. Take a wild guess.
Even in outer space, would it be Tang?
Shifali, yes, you are correct. Tang was chosen for the astronauts aboard Gemini in the year 1962. And did you know it continues to be used by NASA missions even today? That is amazing. Now, before we
Wow.
kickstart the launch, we, like I said, want to express our thanks for all of you joining us today and showing enthusiasm to be a part of the Mondelez Maestros journey. And we're joined by hundreds and thousands of young, energetic business school students, budding chartered accountants, and this, like I said, marks the fifth year of Mondelez Maestros, which makes it an occasion for a greater celebration. Now, we began with just 7 campuses and then grew to 20 and then to 30. And today, we have 50 campuses who will be participating. And yes, I can see some of the proud campuses putting in comments over there. Of course, IAFT Delhi, hello to all of you. And each year, our growth has been as rich and as fulfilling as a decadent chocolate experience. And we're really thrilled that you are here with us and you've been trusted partners with us. So now we're going to give you a sneak peek of what Mondelez Maestros in 2024 was like. So that is going to create some bit of excitement and energy.
It was a roller coaster ride, to be very honest.
But to actually be a part of how things work on the field, that was the most interesting part.
When we first read the problem statement, we had a lot of ideas coming around in our heads.
But consumer immersion organized by Mondelez helped us in reaching people from Kanyakumari to Kashmir.
The journey was certainly challenging. We worked on multiple hypotheses for days at a time, only to find out we have to start from scratch.
Well, the journey started 4 months ago. Now it boiled down to today.
It was a very great experience coming here to the Mondelez office, getting into the top 5 teams out of more than 1,000 submissions. What I really liked about this competition was that we got an opportunity to ask questions to the other teams who were presenting. We had a lot of roasting done to ourselves as well.
Winning campuses are friendly from Jamshedpur, accelerate.
It's like 3 months of effort had finally worked for us.
We are really grateful to the entire Mondelez team, right from organizing the consumer immersion program for the very crucial and critical mentorship that the personalized mentors provided us, and providing us with such our ideas, which we feel is implementable.
When the judges had started questioning us so thoroughly, we had moments where we felt कि अब तो हो गया, नहीं होने वाला. But everything works out in the end.
Oh my god, that looked absolutely delicious. And I can't wait for the launch to kick off and learn more about it. I'm also bubbling with excitement, and as we prepare to unveil something truly special, the first ever case contest for chartered accountancy students. It's an industry first initiative for FMCG, and just like the perfect blend of rich chocolate, it's sure to bring an exciting and unique experience to the table. Get ready for a taste of something extraordinary. So, who are we? We, as you have seen, we are Mondelez International, empowering people to snack right in over 150 countries around the world. We are leading the future of snacking with iconic global and local brands. We are one of the largest snack companies in the world with a global net revenue of $3.5 billion.
Wow, Shafali, an amazing and incredible legacy. And I just want to add that Mondelez India, formerly known as Cadbury India Limited, has been delighting taste buds and generations across India for an incredible 75 years. Since introducing the iconic Cadbury Dairy Milk and Bournvita in 1948, the company has actually been at the heart of the chocolate revolution and is leading the snacking revolution in the country. Now we have a treasure trove of very, very, very much loved brands such as Cadbury Celebrations, Five Star, Perk, Fuse, Gems, Bonvita, Tang, Oreo. I can go on and on and on. And these are my childhood favorites. They bring back so many memories and so much nostalgia. And I'm sure that all of y'all on the chat would be experiencing the same. Okay, now let's get started. I'm going to pass the baton over to our master baker, Shefali, who's about to sprinkle some magic into this mix.
Thank you, Niharika, for that secondary warm introduction as well. And now we're going to talk about the flow for today's launch event. It's going to be a little bit like this. First, we'll give you a tempting bite of the business set challenge this year. And we're going to share what inspired us to choose this exciting theme, led by our very own master chocolatiers, Tejas Mehta and Desmond D'Souza. Then we will have a patisserie and baking queen, Nagina Singh, who will tell us about the fresh additions to this year's edition. Then our bakers, Gaurav, Abhishek, Arushi, and Ashish, who will unveil the tray of freshly baked. And finally, we would love to hear your questions, reflections, suggestions. So please feel free to use the chat box. Our team of chat moderators will relay it all back to us. And just a word of caution, be careful with your indulgence, lest there be death by chocolate.
Oh, Shefali, I'm already dying.
And now we can have the official curtain raiser, please. Thank you, team. Thank you for having the curtain raiser played. Now I would want to invite Tejas, our dessert master, to whisper some holy goodness and tell us why this edition is special.
Thank you, Shifali. Thank you for some nice introduction. I wish I can sprinkle some of the desert goodness. So, hi guys. My name is Tejas. I work at Mondelez. I lead finance. I wanted to share a few things about this unique, exciting challenge. First, this is the first ever event or a case study or a business case study challenge for chartered accountants. It's a industry-wide or a chartered accountant first ever. Also, I would say why you have to take this challenge, right? Is first is you get an opportunity to be tested and vetted by the best in the industry. You get a chance to win a juicy cash prize. But most importantly, you have an opportunity to become the FMT or the TTF trainee of the best employers in the country there is to be. So there is a lot at stake. At the same time, when you are in Mondelez, you're not only working for Mondelez India Finance, you have an opportunity also to work for regional roles. And if you are mobile, there is definitely icing on the lovely dessert cake. So with that, all the best for your lovely submissions. I'm looking forward to really interesting submissions. Give it your best and all the best, and looking forward to reviewing at the next stage. And I'm passing it back to Shafali.
Thank you. Thanks, Tejas. And thanks, Tejas. Now I would want to pass this to Niharika, who will be introducing our next master chocolatier.
Thanks, Shefali. Thank you so much. Okay, so that leaves us wanting for a lot more, and I'm pleased to share that we are joined by our culinary connoisseur, who, by the way, also has a daytime job as the sales director of Mondelez India. So please welcome Desmond D'Souza with us.
Okay, thanks, Niharika. I hope I'm audible. Thanks, Niharika, for the lovely introductions. I hope I'm audible and visible. Okay, perfect.
You're audible, yes. Visible,
Great.
not yet, Desmond.
Okay, so should I wait? Okay, all right. Okay, so again, thanks a lot, Niharika, for the lovely introduction, and welcome everyone to the season 5 of Maestros, and creating some exciting solutions for Mondelēz. Just a little bit. I'm Desmond. I head sales for India, and I've been with the organization for long. And every single year or every single month that I've spent with this organization has been sweet as chocolate, and it's just delightful to be here. So again, I've been part of Maestros right from inception, so it's doubly exciting to be back here to introduce Maestros for you, right? So I'm looking forward to introducing the case study that we have for the day, and I'm looking forward to then kind of working with you all closely over the next the time that we have to kind of build a case study to listen to your a new novel ideas and ways of kind of solving a real business problem that we've brought for you, right? So Niharika, back to you, and we'll probably come back when we introduce the case.
Yes, absolutely, Desmond. Thank you so much for that. And now we have our HR director, Nagina Singh, who will give you more context on the basket of goodies that are lined up for today evening.
Thank you, Niharika. Good evening, all. I'm sure that you are as excited as I am launching the Maestro Season 5. Apart from being the patisserie queen, I am Nagina, and I lead HR for Mondelez India. So what's new with Maestro, and why is it bigger and better this year? Of course, we are marking our 5-year anniversary or celebration. As you heard Tejas say, we added a track specifically for our chartered accountant students, those specializing in finance. Earlier this year, we also added a track for the supply chain students. So it's obviously expanding from commercial to supply chain to now finance. We've also become bigger and fatter from, as single-digit campuses, we've gone to 30 and now 50 this year. So more opportunities, more reach, more engagement, more for you to know us and more for us to know you. And what's really going to be a dramatic change this year is that the finale will be at a college campus. So watch out, guys. It may as well be yours. Imagine the excitement of hosting this thrilling event at your own campus. But there is more to it from a goodie standpoint. We used to usually have one winner and one runners-up. That's gone up to 2 runner-up spots this year. And you also get a wildcard entry if you've had your alumni from your campus win this contest. Usually we go taste the management trainee track through summer interns and then finally finals. But what Maestros does for you is that the winners also get a wildcard entry to this incredible opportunity of our Taste the Future program or the management trainee program. So on that note, clearly put your best foot forward, enjoy the process, contribute, have fun, and hope to see the winners when the contest closes early parts of next year. So thank you, and really excited. With that, I hand back over to Niharika.
Thank you, Nagina, and I can't wait to dunk into all of this. Thank you so much, Tejas and Desmond. Now we have a fun question from Shifali. Shifali, you would want to go ahead and ask what that fun question is?
Yes, indeed. Now, before we get on to the case, a fun fact about Oreo and our, Tang and cookies. What is the number of times, for our Oreo cookies that when it circles the earth, right? How many times do you think our Oreo cookies that are produced in a year circle the earth?
So
If you
let's
could
see
just take
some answers in the chat window. And I'll repeat that. What's the number of times the total amount of Oreo cookies made would take to circle the earth? So how many number of times can all the Oreo cookies made take to circle the earth? Okay, so we have some answers coming in. We have Naman who says 5. Do we have more guesses, more answers? Naman, you are the unopposed winner of this trivia. Congratulations. Yes, indeed, it's 5 times.
And with that, we move on to the most awaited reveal of the evening. I'd like to invite Gaurav and Abhishek from the India Finance team and Arushi from India Strategy team to give you a thrilling sneak peek into the finance leg of the competition, our all new addition to the Maestros cookbook.
Hello everyone. I hope I'm audible and visible. Okay, great. My name is Arushi and I work within the strategy function at Mondelez. We are super excited to launch Finance Maestros for the very first time this year. We have a very interesting case study for you that you will get to see eventually. This case study actually revolves around the 5-year growth strategy for a large snacking FMCG company. You know, I would urge you to imagine yourself as part of the CFO's office in a leading FMCG company. And through this case study, you will have to evaluate the ideal strategy for this company and recommend whether they should choose an inorganic route or an organic route to achieve their growth ambitions for the next 5 years. Now, as part of the case study, we will set you up for success with multiple data sets and information to understand the context, which you will analyze, and you will also get to do some of your own research to get to a holistic decision for the company. Not only that, we will also point you towards the key macro factors and the large shifts that you would read about in the news that are plaguing the FMCG sector. And you will get to research more on these trends and advise how the company should address some of these risks and opportunities to really future proof their business. So it's going to be a really holistic case study which will help you look at some numbers, but also more than that. I'll hand over to Abhishek now.
Thanks, Arushi. I think for the case study glimpse, everybody will be really curious to know more about that. And hi, everyone. I'm Abhishek. I lead the accounting and external reporting for India. And I guess all the participants are very eagerly looking forward to participate and then advance to stage 2, where you get to see the full case study and work on it in depth. And I'm excited to just share few learnings which you will all learn through this Maestro program from finance. The first and foremost, it will help you kind of refine your analytical and presentation skills, because you'll be looking at a complex business statement. You'll have a different data sets, and you'll also have to choose between multiple options and see how that option drive the various business results. And in the overall process, when you pitch your solution, when you present, you'll help in improving that skills. And since it's a business solution, it's not only a financial problem which we are putting forward to you. So you'll also get a strong business acumen, as you'll have to don the hats of various business functions during this solution: marketing, supply chain, sales, all the functions. You'll get to know how to put your theoretical concepts into real world scenario, and how the implication from each and every angle. You get to learn the more about business and how to manage the business properly. And since you have to decide, you'll get to know about how strategic decisions are made. You'll have limited information, because definitely you'll have to assume something and you have to research from outside, and you'll have tight timelines. So with a mindset of agility over perfection, how do you convert that information into a decision making which will help the business grow faster? And then ultimate objective is not only learning, but you work as a team and you have lots of learning and fun, like we do in Mondelez with our colleagues, where we embrace all the challenges with a growth mindset. And again, so this is what you guys will learn. Lots of learning. You'll get technical and soft skills both. And once you complete it, you'll be ready as a leader to face any situation in any organization you step into. So yep, that's all from my side. Over to you, Gaurav.
Thanks, Abhishek. Thanks, Abhishek. So I'm equally excited. Case study, solving case study is always a fun. It reminds me of my CA days. So yeah, I'm excited with you as you guys are. Uh, just a few tips or how to crack this case study because this is the first time we are adding the finance edition. So I think this tips can be helpful for you to have a successful outcome or a great learning. So first, keep it simple. So in Mondelez, we simplicity is our key guiding principle. So try to keep it simple. While we urge you, do deep dive, do intense research, be curious, ask a lot of questions when to yourself or to within your team. However, when you come to the recommendation, I think the clear recommendation or the clarity or the straightforward recommendation would be very helpful, as simplicity always helps you in the smooth execution. Secondly, finance in Mondelez is attached to business. At every step in our finance function partners with business. So it is important that you see numbers like finance is beyond numbers. So your have a good qualitative and a quantitative. There is a good balance between qualitative and the quantitative recommendation whatever you give. Number is fine, but data insights or the business insight can make the difference. Thirdly, be creative. So try to be creative. Take this opportunity to think innovatively and like think big. So AI can assist you, but we want you to to bring yourself out. Think your thinking out of the box thinking can play a big role. So think big while you do the or you solve the case study. Lastly, without fun, nothing, no process can be completed. So fun is an important ingredient. So we encourage you to participate in teams. Have a team of 2 or 3 people. Try to share your learnings with each other and like create this moment enjoyable throughout the process. So at last, there is no a single right answer. It all depends how you think, how you analyze, or how you present your ideas. So guys, let's deep dive in and let's see where your creativity takes. So all I'm all excited. All the best.
Thank you. But you know what? There is still a lot of intrigue, and I'm just very curious what the finance case study is going to be all about. But I'm really excited uh, to kind of see what's in store for all of us. So thank you again, Team Finance from India. And now we have another awaited reveal for the evening. And now we have the reveal for the commercial case contest, which is going to be done by Desmond. So, Desmond, welcome, and the stage is all yours to reveal the Savory 2024 challenge.
Okay, thanks once again, and exciting to see more and more streams getting added onto the core of commercial that got introduced 5 years ago. So, uh, I think one of the just before I get into what the case study is, I just want to leave you with a couple of things that you can expect to get out of being part of this case study, uh, and what we've heard from everybody in the past who's taken part of this. This is while the case study is the focus, and you need to come to the solution. What this does is it allows you to understand how a product that's made in a factory reaches a store and reaches a consumer. And that I think is a very interesting value chain. And that value chain overall is how the entire FMCG industry operates. And the FMCG industry in the country is one of the pioneers of having done quick commerce, if I have to take the liberty in the B2B space, right? So um, that's the big picture that you will get if you're part of this case study and what you can look forward to. You can also put all your learnings to use, given that you are actually getting a live case study. And you would have gone through some subjects in your campus, so you will actually get to see what you studied happen in reality or not happen in reality, either ways, and get to know how the real world works, right? So um, that's the second big one. Two, three other critical points for you to know that from a Mondelez standpoint, we are one of the largest F&B FMCGs in the country. Our sales and distribution network is one of the top amongst the CPGs, right? It is a very high growth categories that we operate in, and we've seen some massive business expansion over the last few years. We are a multi-category company, so we don't just play in chocolate. While chocolate is the name on the door, but we do have biscuits, we have powdered beverages, we have malt food drinks, we have candy, we have multiple other categories. So that's the way we work. And globally, we are not just one of the top players in chocolates. We are the market leaders on biscuits too. So that's a little bit about what's in it for you. You get to understand FMCG industry. You get to understand Mondelez, which is one of the top FMCG companies. And in that scenario, given that we've seen a lot of growth coming for us over the last few years, what we want to understand is how do we build this entire uh, growth, continue this growth for us in the future. And we constantly keep on trying to find new ways of driving this growth for us. And we can constantly try out a lot of things. And this is one such case, or this is one such real life project that you are getting to solve to help us understand and grow faster in the future for us. And this is about how do we expand into eateries as a channel. Now, when I say eatery, it's typically the restaurants that you see when you walk down a street, right? Whether it's the Udupis, or whether it's the North Indian dhabas, or whether it is the mitai shop, it's the namkeen shop, it's the cafe, a lot of these. So this is what we call them as eateries, right? Typically, if you go to these eateries, what you'll see from a packaged food is largely uh, beverages, right? You can see a Coke or a Pepsi or a Maaza or a Sprite, etc. You will also probably see a little bit of packaged when it comes to in some QSRs, etc., with chips, etc., but not too many. But largely, beverages is the only one that has managed to kind of do very well in this, because the concept of food goes, a beverage goes well with my food has been very well established. So now what Mondelez is trying to do is that our presence has typically been in groceries, in the kiranas, in the pawn shops, in the supermarkets, and other stuff. In if you look at it from a traditional trade point of view, what we want to do is that these we believe, and we have seen that there are enough number of people who go here where after having their meal or a snack, they want to have something sweet. And hence, this has the potential to give us an incremental occasion for consumption, which means that an incremental space for people to consume chocolate, which will not cannibalize from a grocery or a kirana. The other piece that we've learned from this is that a person who goes to a restaurant does not necessarily, if he feels like eating a sweet, does not necessarily go to the neighborhood kirana to buy a chocolate and then eat. If he sees that there's a chocolate inside the restaurant, he'll pick it up and eat it. And hence, the entire sale or the consumption that happens becomes incremental to us. And hence, with that in context, if we can move to the next slide, please. What we want you to help us with is to kind of understand this channel better. Yeah, what we want to is that we want you to kind of look at what is it that we need. How do eateries operate? What ticks the eatery? What are the economics of an eatery, right, of a restaurant? And what are the economics of the beverage industry in a restaurant? And hence, if Mondelez has to operate, how do you operate? Look at how competition is doing. Look at why I want you to critically evaluate what is our right to win in this channel, right? And at the end of the day, I also want you to kind of build a size of the price, that if we have to understand this channel better, how many restaurants are there in this country, how many eateries are there in this country, and hence if we start building this as a channel of priority for us and start expanding into this over the next few years, what's the size of prize we're looking at, right? So some of the pointers as to what it takes to win in this channel is that how should we approach the channel, right? You figure out what should be the channel entry, what are the barriers, and what are the ways to enter this channel becomes the first one. Second one is that typically, if you have a channel that has never stocked chocolates in the past or has never stocked a category in the past, you have a lot of selling to do and to tell that person, the owner of the restaurant, as to why he should sell this. How is it going to kind of build it? So to do that, you need time, you need people to kind of do it. So what should be our manpower strategy? How should we engage with these restaurants? It's not just about making our products available over there. How do we ensure that these products are talking to the person who's having a meal over there or a snack over there, so that when he thinks about having a sweet, he knows that this restaurant can cater to his sweet cravings. And lastly, how do we win at the point of purchase? Typically, all our point of purchase materials, which means that all the stuff that we give for a grocery store to display our products, etc., might not necessarily might not necessarily work in a restaurant. So if we have to do that, what should be some of the ways in which our point of purchase should be designed, and how do we go forward on this one? So that's largely the ask. So again, I think a few things that you guys should work on as you're getting into this. Ask for as much data as possible. Visit the restaurants. Do a lot of research. Visit different types of restaurant. Don't just visit one type of restaurant. Different types of restaurant. Understand what are the different types of restaurants that are there. Spend a lot of time in the market to understand the economics of a restaurant, and hence why do you make sense to the restaurant, and then start building a strategy, and do reach out if you ever need help on any one of these. Yeah, so with that, I think that's pretty much it. Back to you, Niharika.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, Desmond. And that was one hell of a tantalizing problem statement. Now you heard it from the man himself. Go out, do your research, get as many sources as you can, and obviously we will be there to answer enough and more questions at the end of this segment. So now can I please have Ashish from the commercial team. He is our West Branch sales head. Ashish is here to answer any of the questions you might have on this particular case statement. So please put in your questions in the comment section, and Ashish will be happy to answer those. Hi Ashish, welcome.
Thank you, Niharika. Thanks for the welcome, and thanks to Desmond for setting such an excellent context to the entire case that we have here. Happy to take any more questions that people might have still.
I think I'll start with the first question, Ashish. So, what is it that the jury is looking for in the solution?
Okay, so as you see, the project is about entering a white space, right? Something that Mondelez has possibly not explored yet. We are looking at ideas on, as Desmond said, how do restaurants work? What's in it for the restaurants for the eateries, that will entice them about Mondelez. I think that's one key aspect. We are also looking at understanding how do people think is the best way for Mondelez to enter this new channel, this new white space that exists. Yeah, I think these are two key questions that I'll say are there. And again, in the process, people will need to understand the channel. People will need to understand why Mondelez clicks with these guys. What is it about the snacking space at these eateries that Mondelez can sort of go for? Yeah, and also learn a lot for everyone who takes up this project, right? I think FMCG space overall is extremely interesting. Sales within that gives you a front end seat into how FMCG works, and I think this project can add a lot of learning into the overall CPG space, FMCG space for anyone who takes this up in the right way.
Great. Ashish, we have a question that's come in separately, and the question is, can you tell us a little bit more about what the current Mondelez ecosystem is when it comes to traditional trade?
Okay, so right now we follow a fairly established model of servicing the retailers, where we have a model within Urban. We have our own appointed set of distributors who then have manpower on their payrolls, essentially, who service the retailers, who go and essentially take the orders from the retailers, and then the distributor supplies stock the next day. Right, so that's our traditional model of distribution right now. There are a lot of variations to it, where we have different service frequencies, where we have different portfolios that we do. Yeah, but again, that's the broad service model we have for the urban market. The other model is rural, where we supply stock to a super stockist, who then supply stock to a lot of sub distributors spread across the country, who then supply it to retailers. Right, so that's the traditional model that Mondelez also occupies, and again, a lot of variations to it, which if I start covering now, I'm sure I'll take the entire allotted time for the session itself. So maybe we can take that up in a more detailed session. Yeah, Niharika, I hope that is
Yes, that
sufficient there
clarifies.
for the
And
person.
we have a few more questions. So Yash says, when we talk of entry into the eateries channel, do you also want us to think on new product development for the eateries?
Okay, so new product development can be one aspect of the business, right? Where we say that there are certain new elements that you think are relevant there. But again, the existing portfolio also needs, what we want to do is start with the existing portfolio. The new product development can definitely be an add-on if that is what the right thing to do for the business is. Yeah, but as of now, I think we're looking to start with the current portfolio.
Perfect. The next question is from Isha. As the video submission has a certain limit, what key things should we focus on, or anything we should keep in mind to highlight?
Okay, so Isha and Evan, I think I covered this in the beginning, right? So please spend time in understanding what the eatery channel is all about. What do these eateries expect? What's in it for them if they keep Mondelez? What's for Mondelez? What's the size of price, etc. I think those are the broad questions which I think answered earlier. Is the same thing. I think those are the very few important questions that will be there.
Then there are a few questions on similar lines. So, any tips on the video submissions, expectations? What should be our prime focus? Problem exploration? Should it be a more solution oriented approach? Should it be problem exploration, etc.?
Okay. Anything from your side, Niharika? I think I've covered it in a certain way. Anything you
Yeah.
are expecting from a video before I add
Yes.
on some other softer aspects, maybe?
Yes. So when it comes to your video submission, since it's going to be time bound, please ensure that you are very, very succinct in what you're trying to say. Be to the point. If you can get creative, nothing like it. I think creativity is something that really catches the eye of the jury. So I won't tell you how you can get creative, but you can do it in different ways. And I think what we're really looking at is that elevator pitch that you're making. So it's like, you have 2 minutes to really introduce yourself, and how well you do it in those 2 minutes is something that you will have to think through. So don't clutter it with too much information, because if you try to clutter it with too many things, uh, you'll end up getting lost and the jury will end up getting lost. So keep it simple, keep it basic, but at the same time, the depth of your thinking should come across.
Yeah, I think agree with what Niharika said. Please be sharp and clear in your messaging. Please, we have already put in some 8 questions, which we think are there, which we'll want answered. You can see which ones are most relevant to the study and the experience that you have had, and you can decide how you want to answer those. Maybe club some. But I think, and there may be other facets of the problem statement that might occur to you, right? So please feel free to include that. But be sharp, be crisp in your communication. Please ensure you are answering to some of the 2 points that I mentioned earlier, and you are giving us an idea of the direction that you want to head into.
Yep, absolutely. And we have another question which says, again, same on tips on video submission. I think also do speak to your seniors, do speak to some of the alums, some of the winners of the past editions of the case contest. So it would be great if you can get in touch with them. Speak to, like I said, fellow participants, people who have participated, etc. So that should do. And when it comes to a recorded video, so one of you have asked, will a PPT with a recorded video work? We are expecting the submission in an MP4 format. So I think let's stick to that standard format of an MP4. Okay, great. Any more questions? 10 seconds more. Anything else you would want to know about the Mondelez sales ecosystem? Okay, then Ashish, I think we don't have any more questions. I think mostly it was about video and video tips and what are we really looking for. And I would really say clarity of thought is very important. Articulation is extremely important. And how simply you're able to present the most complex of ideas is what we're looking for. So good luck. Thank you, Ashish, for answering the questions of the students. And we look forward to the submissions. And with that, I would like to now invite the finance panel to answer a few questions.
Thank you, Niharika. Thanks for inviting me. And I would further like to bring upon Abhishek, Gaurav, and Arushi. And some questions that have come in for the finance panel, and I would go ahead with the first one. How do you analyze the financial impact of promotions and discounts on FMCG products? Abhishek, if you would want to take
Yeah,
this
yeah.
and go, you can add.
Yes, I'll take that. I think the financial impact is definitely one of the key criteria, but the overall thought process, why a promotion is run, which channel it is run, what is the benefit business will get as a growth, as a driver in that specific channel, what is the intention is definitely more relevant. And financially, the evaluation would primarily involve how much is the incremental sale you are getting from that promotion and how much is the investment you are making. And then what's the return on that investment you make gives the financial benefit analysis. But financial benefit plus the qualitative benefit which we get by running a promotion seen together is how a promotion is determined whether it is effective or not.
Okay. Okay, I see. And another question that we have gotten is, how do you evaluate the financial performance of FMCG products and brands and make decisions about investments and divestments?
Sure. So
Yeah.
I'll take this, Shefali,
Gaurav, you
maybe.
take it.
Yeah. So I think it all depends on the company strategy. So our focus is or the company's focus is quite important. Which sector, for example, the snacking for us is the core priority for the Mondelez is. So we all our investments would be basically towards snacking, and that's where investment should match with your growth strategy in simple terms. So wherever you see the growth can come, the investment will follow.
Okay, understood. And would you have anything to say about, since a lot of the FMCG products that we work with, they have short shelf lives. So would this change based on the shelf when we're talking about shelf life of our products?
Yeah. So adding on, I think what Gaurav said. So shelf life definitely for food product, which is having for us it is not so short shelf life, but still between 6 months to 1 year, it has a big impact. How do you plan your stocks? What sort of inventory you need to carry? What sort of distribution channel you will go? What sort of investment you will do on your cold chain? How does that play out? What sort of return we will get? So that whenever a new product is there or a existing set of products which we are running, so all that will come into play with the shelf life, especially for food products where the consumer experience and safety and health both are equally important. So that's one of the key determining factor when the investments are being done.
Okay. Okay, understood. And because you spoke about health, Abhishek, can you also, both of you also outline what are the financial implications do we consider as a business when we are responding to trends like sustainability or health in the FMCG sector?
No, that's
Gaurav, you'll take that?
sustainability. Yeah,
Yeah.
sustainability is our again a key principle where we work. So, as our CEO or our leadership says, whatever we want to take from the earth, we want to return it back. So, sustainability is something is our core of our business. So, whatever the business or the businesses we do, we keep sustainability in mind. Whether it's like reducing waste or like getting a carbon neutral. So sustainability is core of our business, and I think we have a responsibility there.
Definitely, yeah. I agree with that, Gaurav. Okay. Okay, thanks, Gaurav and Abhishek, for your time. That would be the end for our questions for the finance panel. I'm sure the
Thanks,
students have
Shefali.
gained, yes, thank you.
Thank
And
you,
I'm
thank
sure the
you.
students have gained significant perspective about the challenge and how to tackle it. To Please feel free to add your questions in the chat, but make sure they're precise and brief. And now we're going to do one last fun fact before we jump into the timelines for this competition. Fun fact: Bonvita is as old as India itself. Yes, the malted beverage debuted in 1948. So Bonvita is as old as our own history. And now we're going to take the liberty to take you through the structure of the competition, the format, and the timelines. So, can we please have the timeline for the financial track, following which we will have the timeline for the commercial track as well? Thank you, team. Now, as you can see on the screen for the Finance Maestros 2024, our registrations close on 8th of December 2024, post which 9th December will be our first round, which is the MCQ assessment. The MCQ assessment is going to be a set of randomized questions. It's going to last for 30 minutes on that day. So please make sure that you guys are available. You're taking the time out to take this quiz because it's going to be an important factor to determine who our top teams are going to be. And our top teams are the ones who will be participating in the case study release round, and where we basically are going to focus on financing the future. And on 12th of December is when the participants will be revealed for the case study round, and anyone who qualifies from this round will be eligible to submit their case study solutions. So for the solution timeline, you have up till 3rd of January to think and to master up your solution and make sure you rev it up completely. And on 3rd of Jan, when you make your submission, we will be shortlisting the top teams who will be coming into our campus for the grand finale and the grander roast. And if any of you are familiar with how Mondelez Maestros roasts usually go, you know that they're quite intense. All of our everybody at Mondelez likes to really be involved in Maestros as a competition, and they're always looking forward to the wonderful submissions that come in every year. So this is it from the finance side. Over to Niharika for the commercial Maestros timeline.
Thank you, Shefali. And here is what the timeline for commercial looks like. So we've extended registrations till the 8th of December. So rush in your registrations on the official website of Unstop. We have a Mondelez Maestros microsite, and we have two tracks, commercial and finance. So log into the commercial microsite, quickly decide on your teams, send in your registrations because they close really soon before you know it. Now, after that, the first stage is that you will have to submit a solution in a video format. So it will be an AV, a .mp4 video format. To repeat, only 2 minutes, file size not more than 20 MB. And in case it exceeds 20 MB, we have a video tool link. The link is up on the microsite. You can check the instructions over there. So please rush in your entries by 9th December. Uh, yes, 9th December is when the deadline closes for the first stage. Now, the second stage is when, we'll go through all the video submissions and we'll shortlist teams further. You will be then required to submit a 5-minute video solution. So in this video, you'll have to bring in more focus on the action plan, on the market analysis, any surveys you've conducted, the feasibility and impact of your ideas. Use visual aids, get as creative as you can, and the submission deadline for the same is 3rd January. So use your time off for your Christmas to work on the case studies. 3rd January is when we're expecting all the entries to be in. Now, after that, if you are lucky, if you make it to the top 15 teams, we will give you a chance to speak to experts from the business. And you will obviously be doing consumer immersion. So you will be testing your idea with proposed target groups, and we will provide you resources to do the same. And then, of course, we'll be assigning you mentors, like I said, from the business, and you can leverage their insights, their expertise, and further tweak and flesh out your idea. So this will be in a PPT format. 7 is the maximum number of slides that you can make. And then finally, you will have the finale. So each team will be given 10 minutes to pitch their idea. And then, of course, the roast begins. And then we have the grand winner. So the grand winner team members will stand a chance to get a pre-placement interview with Mondelez. So it's a wildcard entry into our management traineeship program. And, you'll have to skip all stages, no going through summer internships, no going through all of that. You will bag a pre-placement interview and hopefully you'll be able to convert that. So that is for the winning team. And of course, we have a first runners-up and a second runners-up and a very, very exciting bounty for all winners. So that is it when it comes to the timelines. If you have any questions, please do put it on the chat window. But for now, please head over to the Mondelez Maestros microsite on Unstop for more clarifications and information. And there is an email ID where you can submit any questions. There is Unstop, which is going to be moderating it for us. So you can send it to support@unstop.com and let us know. So far, we have 2,800 teams that have already registered, and we have 11 more days to go. So hurry, 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 because this is one chance you won't want to miss. You won't want to miss this golden ticket to work with the biggest chocolate maker in the country. And with that, we come to the end of our live today. Me and Shefali have had an absolute blast hosting this, and I hope you did too. In case there are any last minute questions, please feel free to put it in the chat window. If not, then thank you everyone, and we will meet you hopefully at the grand finale in Mumbai.
And the grand finale is going to be a grand roast. So let's not forget that. All the best, and remember to hashtag make it yours. Thank you, everyone. With this, we will end the live.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.